I think the term that we use a lot within the entrepreneurs organization is kind of working in your business or working on your business and finding the opportunity to work on your business because it's so easy to get sucked into the day-to-day in your business. I would say metrics and dashboards, really, really critical. So make sure, and it doesn't have to be necessarily a system, make it your own system, or there's other systems out there that you can utilize, but be very intentional about the things that you're doing, measure it, and make sure that you then track. I'd say accountability. It's so easy to push something off, especially when you don't have a boss or a perceived boss as an entrepreneur, right? Who is your boss? Yeah. Maybe it's the board, maybe it's your capital partner, or maybe it's your spouse, or it's yourself. But how can you create that accountability, an accountability that works for you? Because I think it's not dissimilar from, I would say, business development. That one of the hard lessons I learned there was, I'm very goal oriented. So I am going into a business conversation thinking I'm going to score that goal. How often does that happen? That's almost, and the person that I work with likened it to baseball. How often are you hitting a home run? Not that often, right? And we can even be a very successful batter with a batting average that is less than 50%, below 500. So it's many singles and doubles that ultimately, and tries at bat, that will get you to that success. So that principle for business development, that principle for building a business is exactly the same. The goal is, and then you can take the baseball analogy, is winning. And what that winning is maybe it's winning to get that exit that will float you for the rest of your life, or it is the personal satisfaction of legacy, or it's your name on a building, or whatever that is. But define that, be intentional about every single step that you make towards it, and measure and be accountable to yourself. And you'll need, I think that most of us, certainly I, need help along the way. Help from other entrepreneurs, help from coaches, help from, and you can fill in the blanks, whatever is, I think, is the best, targeted help for you in that situation. And listen.
I think that's great counsel for just about anyone in just about any, sector. But I love the idea of, if I'm hearing you correctly, kind of saying, okay, this is the end goal. I'm going to reverse engineer the things that matter here. So, we talk a lot about KPIs, and I think that there are probably some that are very standard across, any business. There are things you have to be measuring, and your performance indicators. But if you're building a culture of accountability and you are building a path to a particular outcome, that other side of the sailing journey, you're probably able to reverse engineer and set some accountability metrics that you measure, right? Measuring what matters. And that is keeping you accountable and probably keeping you prepared for those pivots that you might not see coming, but that will need that historic information and those paths.
Yeah, and the systems to be ready for those pivots too. Yeah. I'll give you a very good example, I think, of that is in 2019, as I mentioned, my partner and I decided, no, we're going to exit, and we actually landed on a time frame, 4 to 5 years. So 2023, 2024, we are going to exit, when we are going to do everything that we need to do to exit. So we had a number of strategies in place. One we call our pufferfish strategy. We want to show bigger than who we are, particularly on the marketing side. Yes. We needed to have everything in the cloud. We needed to have everything in scalable platforms. We needed to have basically transparency in a lot of things, the KPIs, all of that. And we were on track to kind of get ready for a process, in 2023. Lo and behold, April 2021, I get a call from a banker that I had forged a relationship with for a long time. And he said, are you open to talk with a potential buyer? And they just missed out on an opportunity, and they think that you are a very good fit. Do you want to talk? Of course, I want to talk. There's always, particularly in such a qualified situation, you want to talk. 3 weeks later, we had our LOI, and 2 months later, we had completed our due diligence. And we were only able to complete that due diligence because we truly had those systems in place, et cetera. Were we ready to sell in 2021? No, not according to our own timeline.
Right.
But we kind of were.
Yeah.
And so that's, I think, what to me speaks to to the preparation, the mindset of preparing, and then you have to be opportunistic along the way.
Yeah.